Cabot is one of the companies that works with our schools. They actually come in and work with our students. They work with the Challenge program. They've donated material to our welding program. They've done a lot for the school district. They come in and do presentations, do interviews. They're on my director's advisory board. So it's really a company that cares about our youth for tomorrow and will invest the time and energy to be there for them.
Cabot has been a corporate sponsor of ours for a number of years now with our Pennsylvania Education Improvement Tax Credit Program. Cabot came to our attention and we came to their attention, and they wanted to partner with us on various community projects in Susquehanna County, Wyoming County, and it has since expanded to a much broader area since then.
So every decision we make that affects the business community across the state has me connecting with a company like Cabot. There was a rail yard in Carbondale that had been abandoned for about 150 years. And as a result of the industry growth, this rail yard has been rejuvenated and is now serving Cabot and Susquehanna County. They've also invested mightily in an oil and gas curriculum at Lackawanna College, post-secondary opportunity for the next generation of workers in the industry to really get hands-on experience, and they've underwritten that exceptional work at Lackawanna College. And of course, they've supported junior achievement, and that touches some of the kids that I represent in the 22nd District.
And it's nice because Cabot does things for us, and then we'll give things back to Cabot. Like we built in our carpentry some chairs that they then raffled off and donated it to junior achievement. So it's kind of a nice partnership working together. They donated $50,000 of material to our welding program. And then because we tie in literacy and numeracy in our program, the students figured out that that would be able to let the program be self-sustaining for 3 years. Again, the relationship, Junior Achievement and Cabot came to our school to do an in-service on the STEMS program. So we all kind of work together and find out what are your needs.
The willingness of this company to invest in the mission of Junior Achievement, and number two, Junior Achievement's mission with respect to touching children, giving them the spark that they need to find that calling, that career path, that inspiration. So that's the partnership that I think we're talking about here. We're talking about the company meeting the mission of Junior Achievement, and it's an example of great corporate citizenship, so they are certainly well deserving of this award.
It's a little bit vague and nebulous, but I think there's a certain pride in the citizenry of that area. And then people obviously talk about the jobs and the economic benefits of the gas industry and whatnot, which everybody knows about. That's common knowledge. But there's that background help, I think, that's been very important that a lot of people don't know about. They've built a very nice office up there. They're employing local people. They truly are a partner. They have been a big contributor to our Education Improvement Tax Credit Program. And with their assistance, we've helped preschool students and K through 12 students. That's what I can address the most. They've had a tremendous impact on education in partnership with us at the Community Foundation. Can't say enough about it, really.
The other thing that they do is they give money to the Community Foundation, and they actually help our students pay for their tools, their testing, and their equipment when they come into our program. They actually truly have a vested interest in our youth.
You know, the state is different as a result of this phenomenon, and they've invested in their communities. They've created job opportunities. They've created, I think, what I call a multiplier effect with respect to the supply chain, to the industry. I mentioned the rail yard. So there's been I think it's just transformational for the Commonwealth.
Professionally, from the Community Foundation's point of view, George Stark has been very helpful over the years. I would just like to say to George and Bill and Brittany, congratulations, you folks do deserve it. The whole staff of Cabot Oil and Gas from Pittsburgh to Texas, it's just been, you've been good people to work with, and we appreciate your help and your partnership, and congratulations, you do deserve this. It's very sincere, congratulations.
Sincerely from the Susquehanna County Career and Technology Center and the administration and myself, we'd like to thank you what you're doing for our students, the community, and that you really understand the needs and really believe in our future workforce. Serving
so many kids that I represent in the 22nd District who are looking for an opportunity to understand the world of work and to make some ideas and some sparks about their careers going forward. So I want to congratulate Cabot on this partnership award. I probably have to give a shout out to Bill DeRosier.
The business was started by my grandmother, who was Gertrude Huck. I always say you could never make up that name, Gertrude Huck Chocolates. That was her name. As the Depression rolled on, that she needed to earn some extra money for her family. And so she decided to do what she knew how to do, and that is make chocolates. And so she started in her kitchen, and her very first customer was a little church group in the Petersburg section of Scranton that decided that they needed to earn some money. And my grandmother said, well, I'll make some chocolates. You can sell them and keep a profit and earn the money. And today, we call that fundraising. It was a revolutionary idea. My grandmother was the founder. We couldn't have a business without her. She was essential. So I'm not underestimating my grandmother, but my dad was the real entrepreneur. I always had this interest in the business, ever since I was a little boy. And so when I got out of, when I graduated from Penn State in 1971, I became partners with him. And we were partners for the next 21 years until he retired in 1992. The most important thing that anybody can give the community, in my opinion, is a good job, in the sense employment. And so as our business has grown, so has our employment. We are still a very entrepreneurial company. We don't try to change the world. What we try to do is see opportunity and take advantage of it. But I would like to see us continue the whole thing of taking a risk, putting out a product that we're not sure we can really manufacture and telling the customer, oh yeah, we'll make it for you, don't you worry. And if we can continue doing that, I know that the business will continue to grow. My dream is for the business to remain an independent company, locally owned. Locally owned, hopefully family owned by our family, and in Scranton, PA. I'm very proud to receive this award, and I can tell you, again, it comes back to this whole theme of jobs and things like that. I think there's nothing more important in any community, and especially in ours, to nurture entrepreneurship. As long as the seed is planted, people will, I think, respond, think about it and do it. And I just think it's a very important thing for our community. Well, I just think it's important for Junior Achievement to continue its great work. And the little bit that we can do to help that out, and whatever other people can do to help that out, I think is really important for our community. I'm very honored to receive this award, and as I said, I just want to see Junior Achievement continue to thrive.
So Lazy Boy was first introduced to the Hager family in 1997. And the family had had a long history of being in the furniture business. And Frank wanted to stay in the furniture business. And he and his wife decided that they wanted to take a different twist and leave the family business and branch out on their own.
Well, I met Frank and Alyssa when they had 2 stores and were getting ready to open a 3rd. And you know, they're very strategic in business. You know, they're aware of what their market is, and they're very focused on you know, growing that market.
Frank and Alyssa have a beautiful family. Frank grew up in a family furniture business, but individually, Frank and Alyssa had 2 amazing, beautiful children. And I so admire Frank and Alyssa for having grown their business, but always being able to prioritize their 2 children and finding that balance as a couple, which is not always easy to achieve.
To start with the families they grew up in, I mean, Frank obviously has his personality from his parents, both sides, and he learned how to run a business from his dad and his grandfather, and I know that means a great deal to him, the lessons he learned growing up in that setting. And Alyssa, certainly learned how to be strong and how to be supportive and to really partner with Frank in running the business.
When Frank and Alyssa started in the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery business, they started with one store and took a huge leap of faith of whether it would work, whether it was something they would like, and all entrepreneurs start out with a high risk factor. But that should not deter you of chasing your dreams. And it's very gratifying for us at Lazy Boy to see a young couple start with an idea, start with one store in 1997 and grow that to 8 stores today.
Well, it's an American story. Small town, one single store, family business, branching out and growing into multiple locations across multiple states. It just shows that if you dream big and you plan hard and you work hard, the good things will happen.
When you look at the fundamentals of junior achievement, we want our children to know that they can start a business, they can be an entrepreneur, and they can stay in our area and be successful.
I think that they have carefully created a very strong business model that has succeeded throughout Eastern PA, New Jersey, New York. They have great stores. I think that's evidenced by the fact that Frank's included on the Council of Dealers with Lazy Boy. And he's valued by their corporate leadership as an ideal franchisee, someone that other franchisees should look at. So I think it's just that careful but driven organization and effort to build and succeed.
Alyssa is very quiet, but she is also a very calculated card player, and I know that personally. So don't let that quietness, play into. She certainly knows what she's doing when we have our card group together, or club we call it.
Well, I said earlier, I've been friends with Frank and Alyssa for over 10 years, and you can't mention their name without thinking about family first, faith and friendship.
So I think their story is a model for all entrepreneurs. They started small, they dreamt big, they poured their heart and soul into their business, they kept nurturing their family and their community, and they are most deserving of whatever accolades come their way.
They're really, really great people. Frank is not such a great golfer, but he's a very good person.
Danielle and I and the kids could not be any prouder of you. It means the world to us to have you in our lives, and we're so happy to see you awarded with this honor.
I'd just like to say congratulations both to Frank and Alyssa, and keep up the good work.
Frank and Alyssa, and this has to come from Bob and myself, we are so proud of you. We're so proud to have you as friends. The professionalism, the honesty, the advice you've always been willing to give us, whether it's professionally, trade-wise, or personally. Congratulations to both of you. You're both so deserving, and we're so happy for you.
Scott started working for real in the real business of infrastructure, placement, repair, renovation, things like that. He started working at about the age of 15. So to me, this is, it's almost perfect that someone like Scott would be singled out for recognition by an organization like Junior Achievement, since he's been an achiever since he was, no better way to say it, I guess, a junior. And he's been involved in doing all that stuff for 50 years now. Everything seemed so easy for Scott. He just, it was so easygoing, and that I always thought that he must have come from some huge stack of money somewhere in his past, and it wasn't that. It was the ease at which he handled himself and waltzed through life, if you will. Was really a testament to him getting up every morning and going to work.
So early on in my career with Lindy, he was a great mentor and kind of giving me all the background that I needed to do my job. So that's where it all began. For myself, it's been a great impact, and I've been able to raise a family with a quality environment. And for the community, over the years, there's been thousands of people employed by the company.
Well, we set up a company named Lindy International with Scott, targeting to do projects in CIS countries, Eastern Europe, Africa, all remote places, emerging economies. Scott is a very trustworthy, outspoken, and honest person. He loves his work and is dedicated to the projects he has undertaken. These are the reasons why we have decided to partner with him.
I think for one, he's one of the most generous business owners I've worked with. He is not afraid to, I'll put it this way, his biggest comment to me over the years is I like to think of money as fertilizer. I like to spread it around and see what grows.
The thing that has always struck me about Scott is how easygoing he appears, how much he puts other people at ease around him, and how he always acts like it's no big deal. Well, it is a big deal. When you ask why would Scott be worthy of something like this, well, it's what he's always done.
Being inducted into a Hall of Fame such as that is really a milestone in one's life. I think it's an achievement that you reach without knowing it. He's had his head down, grinding it out his entire life. Just get up, you do your job, you take care of the people around you. And I think at this point he woke up one day and said, I'm being inducted into a Hall of Fame.
Students, especially at high school level, should be encouraged to think big and create innovative solutions to the problems that they will later on face in life and the business lives. Scott, due to his practicality, is a good example. Coming out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and trying to do business in odd and remote places of the world also needs a lot of vision and guts. Scott has them all.
Yes, you are so deserving of this. It is a pleasure to work for you. It's a pleasure to know you. It's a pleasure to watch how you have dedicated yourself to learning more and learning better and staying ahead of every issue of the day. You're the best read, best informed person I know, and it's a pleasure to work for you, Scott. Congratulations. You are richly deserving of this honor.
I'm extremely proud to be your employee. I think you set a standard for a lot of people, and I wish you the best. I enjoy working with you and for you, and look forward to a very promising future still. Thank you.
Scott, we consider you not only as our friend and partner, but also a Boran family member. God bless you, your lovely wife, and great kids.